Welcome into SportBet Extra. I am your host, Paul Rami, here every Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. 15 minutes late today. No worries. We're here. We're good to go. We got to make this one super quick because we got a lot of games going off at the 6 o'clock window within the next 45 minutes. Already games underway right now. Unfortunately, Norfolk State, man, did not quite pull it together. I talked about it on the show. Said, hey, if they're down big first half, bet them live second half. Close, but couldn't pull it off. Anyways, games about to start here in the next 15 minutes. Also, a good one, Alabama, Georgia. So we'll get into a lot of what's going on tonight. We'll recap as well how yesterday went, and then we'll just get into NBA, college basketball for today. Let's just go ahead and get right into this show. Let's pull it up. There's the record. Currently plus 41.6 units since October. Yesterday, we go 2-1. So 2-0 in college basketball. NBA, 0 we missed the one play that we had there. The free play, nice, easy winner in Houston Christian. Money line there. So that was nice little plus money. Plus 110. Nothing major, but still plus money is always nice when you win those. Houston Christian money line, easy win there. We did end up giving out Iowa State, Arizona under the 149.5. That one was well under there. Iowa State, they played well defensively, but as we kind of figured, they still struggled offensively. We knew their whole MO was going to be let's play a better defense this game against Arizona. They played a better defense, but not enough. Arizona still won there pretty easily. And that game stayed well under that 149.5 number there. Rockets, Wizards. It was, we had the under on that one there. It was looking okay. Then fourth quarter, they just ended up, both teams just kind of no defense was to be found in that fourth quarter. So that one goes over the total, and we lose Rockets, Wizards under 225.5. So yesterday, 2-1. So far in March, we are 5-1 so far in March to start. Let's keep that up. Let's keep that momentum going and continue it for the rest of this month here. Going to have a big month in March and really just have another back-to-back solid month and keep it going for the rest of the year. So let's get this off the board. Let's just jump right into tonight's games because those are picking up pretty quickly. Just to look at the first one, we'll talk about it real quick before it goes off. Alabama, Georgia, number 16 Alabama there, 22-7 record on the road against Georgia, 20-9 record there. Alabama, nice win against Tennessee. When they had on Saturday there on the road, 71-69 against Mississippi State before that. So they've been winning a few games in a row here. Nice little streak. I believe they've gone 8 in a row that they've won. So Alabama's rolling, man, and they beat Arkansas. They beat A&M. Who are, pretty solid teams. The other ones don't really matter. Ole Miss, LSU, those guys really aren't doing much. So Alabama's looked solid. Only a 1.5 point favorite here. That's a little concerning. I know we talked about yesterday, right? That Duke, North Carolina State didn't make sense. That one should have been well above that 9.5, 8.5 number that it ended up closing at. And Duke soared past it. Okay, but this is kind of one of those games now. It's like, why is Alabama only a 1.5 point favorite here on the road against Georgia? I mean, Georgia's capable. We know Georgia's capable, but Alabama's rolling right now. I would only be on Alabama minus 1.5. I wouldn't look to be on Georgia for this one. Yeah, nice win against South Carolina, against Texas and Kentucky. Those are some nice ones as well. But just, I feel like Alabama is rolling right now. I just wouldn't be on the other side of them at the moment. Into the 6 o'clock games. We've got nice ones here to look at. Wake Forest, Virginia. Virginia, 25-4. They're ranked number 13 right now. A big loss against Duke last game. So they're looking for a bounce back here against Wake Forest. Looking at Wake Forest, yeah, Messi, I mean, he's done for the season. He's not coming back. So Wake Forest, you do lose or have lost scoring since then, which shows because, they lost there against Virginia Tech at Boston College. They had a nice win against Stanford and Clemson without him, but yeah, it wasn't really that that impressive. Uh, Coming off that win against Syracuse, yeah, at home, sure, they had a nice spot to beat Syracuse. I don't think going on the road here and playing Virginia, they're going to be ready for this game. So I would just be leaning Virginia this one, minus that 13.5. But not something I'm confidently playing there either. That would be more just a lean for me rather than confidently picking that one there. Let's look at a few others. Get into some mid majors really quick. I want to turn my attention to, if I can find it. No, that's not a good. We'll skip Ball State, Western Michigan. That's not one. I like the line, but not quite where we want to be. Monmouth Northeast. Monmouth only a 3.5 point favorite there against Northeastern. Yeah, that's wild. They should be well more than 3.5 point favorite there. They already beat Northeastern earlier, 81-68. This doesn't quite play into that strategy we look at with college basketball, just because Northeastern is not a good team. I don't think they've won since January 16th, or January 15th was the last win that they had. They've lost about, what is that, 9, 10, about 14 straight games or so. Yeah, I wouldn't even be on them to cover this one here, that 3.5 point. That's such a small number. I would lean Monmouth there, and just, again, one of those games, just bet it, don't even watch it, and just let it do what it does. UNC Wilmington, Elon. Elon 14-16. They are hosting UNC Wilmington 25-5. UNC Wilmington coming off that loss. They were favored against Charleston 5.5. Now slight favorite here against Elon 4.5. Another one here. They're playing the same team again. They beat Elon earlier 65-54, just like they beat Charleston that week before. Is this a spot where they break down again and Elon ends up taking control and wins that one here? Don't think so. I like the number with Elon, the 4.5. Not confident enough. So many other games. Don't force plays where you don't need to. So we'll be off that one there. Not going to be messing with that Elon game. Kentucky and A&M, two 19-10 teams who both have potential. Both could make a run. Excuse me, if they get into may get into the tournament, both of them, but both of them have the potential here that they can beat a team when they're matched up against them if they have one of those shooting nights. A&M, though, they haven't looked great. Losses against Arkansas, against Texas, Vanderbilt there, Missouri, Florida. Like, they're just not winning against good teams. Kentucky, nice win there against Vanderbilt that they had on Saturday. So looking to build a little momentum and play off of that. I'd probably lead in Kentucky here. I'd go money line plus 110. Don't know if I'm going to be on that, but I would just lean Kentucky. Texas A&M really hasn't showed much late. I think really the tournament's going to be where they've got to display any sort of pulse that they've got. I would just be leaning Kentucky for this game tonight. Wait for the tournament if you want to bet A&M there, maybe as an underdog. Clemson at North Carolina. North Carolina laying that 2.5 number. Still no Caleb Wilson. Vassar, he should be good to go, though. So Clemson, they're coming off that win against Louisville. Nice win, right? Tough loss against Florida State, but Florida State has been playing better. I like Clemson here. 2.5. I wish I was getting a better number. North Carolina almost gave it up against Virginia Tech. They've got their wins, but they haven't been impressive without Caleb Wilson. I would lean Clemson here plus 2.5. Defensively, I think they're just going to be a little bit better than North Carolina. 3-point shooting, slightly better free throws. They can hit those free throws when it matters. I would lean Clemson here. If you can get a 3.5 number, I like the 3.5. 2.5, kind of iffy, but I would just be leaning Clemson for that game. Into the Big East. Seton Hall, Xavier. Again, I talked about Xavier. I haven't been a fan of them all season long. They beat Georgetown last game out. Lost there against Providence at Butler there. So they've been off and on. Again, I would just not be anywhere near this Xavier team. They lost against Seton Hall earlier this season by 18. I would still be on Seton Hall there to cover that 1.5. Will I play it? No. There's other games, better games out there that we can put our money on. So we'll just pass on that one. Dayton and Richmond. Dayton 20-9 here against Richmond. These two haven't played yet this season. Richmond, yeah, defensively, they need help. Dayton, I think, is just too good defensively. Now, Richmond, they don't turn the ball over too much, but I think just the defense is going to be too much for them to handle with Dayton and that full court pressure that they can do, the zone, the mix, all the different types of defenses they can throw at Richmond. I think that's going to be too much for Richmond. The only chance Richmond has is shooting the 3 on this one here. I would lean Dayton covering that 4.5. Some other 6 o'clock games, probably not going to get into. Army, Bucknell, probably going to pass on that one. Holy Cross, Lafayette, same thing. Not quite teams we'd like to bet on at this stage. There's other games. I mean, Lafayette, they beat Holy Cross when they played, just a few weeks ago in February. I mean, I would lean Holy Cross on this one, but again, no reason to force it on a game like this. Let's get to the later games. West Virginia, Kansas State here. West Virginia laying the 2.5 on the road at Kansas State. Nice win against BYU, right, on Saturday. Before that, they've looked kind of off, losing against Utah, TCU there, Oklahoma State. So nice bounce back there against BYU. No, now you're going back on the road at Kansas State. Not an easy place to play because Kansas State already lost to Virginia, or West Virginia, I'm sorry, earlier this season, 59-54. I'd be careful with this one. I'd be more on Kansas State here, plus 2.5. Defensive wise, we know West Virginia is going to cause some issues for Kansas State. But if Kansas State at home is able to shoot the threes like they like to do, then it may be a long night for West Virginia here. So I would probably lean Kansas State on this one. Into the other games, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, number 24, Vanderbilt laying the 6.5 there against Ole Miss. Probably just a pass on this one. Again, nothing with Ole Miss do I like at all this season. Just not a good team. And SEC play either, just really nothing that makes me want to put any money near this team. Not even as a bet on team. I would just completely pass on that one. I'd be on Vanderbilt. Don't know if I like laying the 6.5. Would prefer more of a 4.5, 3.5 number, but we're not getting that. So that's a game we'll just pass on as well. Past that, you've got some interesting ones. BYU at Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati there, minus 1.5, slight favorite against BYU. Is BYU not going to make the tournament? They've got to make the tournament, right? They've got Dabansa. You've got to make the tournament with him. But if they lose this one, lose against Texas Tech, and then don't perform well in the Big 12 tournament, they're still going to be in the tournament there. But definitely not a team I would be betting on, especially ever since Richie Saunders went down. It's tough for this team. Dabansa can only do so much. I would lean Cincinnati here. I think defensive-wise, they're going to give BYU some trouble. So I would lean Cincinnati here to go ahead and handle business at home. A small number there, that minus 1.5. That's probably going to be the way to go. I know offensively they struggle there. BYU is much better offensively, but I just think Cincinnati at home, that defense is tough to play against. If you just kind of look back, right, to what they've done at home so far, beating Iowa State, beating Baylor, that lost to West Virginia 59-54, not a big loss. Of course, beat Utah there at home, beat Oklahoma State. So They're beating teams at home. I would lean Cincinnati here -1.5. That might be the way that we play our free play tonight. It just feels like a spot where BYU is kind of on that down trajectory. Cincinnati's more on that up and up trajectory. So I think we may just be leaning Cincinnati here for that free play. Will BYU lose 3 in a row? I mean, yeah, maybe because they've been struggling against UCF, against West Virginia. They haven't looked good. So yeah, I'd be on Cincinnati here -1.5. That's probably going to be the free play once we're all wrapped up here. Into the late night games, really not anything great. Grand Canyon Air Force, no thanks. Not going to get involved in a 19.5-point game at this point of the season. San Jose State, Fresno State, either. Nevada, Wyoming. Hey, that's an interesting one, right? Nevada 19-10 on the road there against Wyoming, 16-13. Wyoming laying that small number there, -1.5. I would like to go back and see if these two played or when they did. And yeah, no, Wyoming lost to Nevada 92-83 earlier in January. This is one of those. I mean, they struggled against Air Force. I'd probably lean Wyoming. Not happy about it, but that would be the way I would go. But again, that's just a lean. It's definitely not one we're going to be on. I like Wyoming on this side, just not completely confident right now with this team the way they're playing. Nebraska, number 9 there at UCLA. UCLA, small favorite there, -1.5. That should tell you enough. UCLA would probably be the play there, -1.5. Just take them against Nebraska. That's kind of the books are telling you really what to do on that one. You don't have to think about it too much. Nebraska, I mean, they've been bounced back a little bit since that Iowa game that they lost 57-52. Went on to beat Penn State, Maryland, USC. USC on the road. That was a nice one there. I think this UCLA team is well coached, and they're going to give Nebraska some, a little bit more of an issue here. So I would probably lean UCLA. Not anything, again, I will be 100% confident on that one. So let's just get into the free play. We don't have time to get into the NBA. There's not a lot that we like with the NBA anyways. Tonight, we do have, again, the NBA betting strategy plays that do come out when they do come out. But as for tonight, nothing on the NBA betting strategy. So let's just get into college basketball, into that free play, get it locked in. That way we can get everything going before these 6 o'clock games. Again, go over to sportbetextra.com. That's where all the plays will be posted as soon as this is over. So we are going to go back into that BYU Cincinnati game, and we're taking Cincinnati there -1.5. So let's pull up the odds and see what we're getting for this team. Cincinnati, I believe we're still getting that 1.5 number. It looks like we are at a solid, decent price here, -107. We'll take that. Cincinnati -1.5, -107. That's going to be the free play for today. Again, go to sportbetextra.com. You will get the rest of my plays posted here within the next 5 minutes. Go log in and go sign up if you're not a member. Get you a free 1-week trial. Then after that, get yourself another week on, another month, another 3 months. I've got options. Looking to do a lot here coming up very soon. We got more partnerships probably in the works. Looking to expand a little bit more on the website as well. So go check it out, sportbetextra.com. Good luck tonight, Cincinnati -1.5. Let's go. I will see you all tomorrow.